gotta work. You still gotta network. You
Yeah.
know, and put yourself out there, because a lot of times once you get representation, sometimes you feel like, oh well, I don't have to talk to anybody. But no, you should still network.
Folks drop music so quick, and it's out there. Like, I know people who done blew up ain't never touched the club though.
Right.
I put the family, and I put the money, and I put the business first.
Right.
You know what I mean? You know, rapping is cool, but let's not act like I'm a jit.
Let's keep it. We here to get money too.
Right.
But let's make sure the artist is treated fair.
Right.
So that's one thing that drives me. And two, another thing that drives me is just actually being out in the streets and the love, because the love is real.
The reality of it is it can be draining at times, but it's also rewarding, because I have made so many connections. I've met so many wonderful people.
K100 Radio.
You might hear some people call me Big Cake, you know what I'm saying?
Big cakes.
That's the 2022 things they done picked up now.
Big cake. Okay, I ain't heard that. All right, big cakes. All right, then, big cakes.
Period.
All right.
You have to start from the bottom to work your way up.
Right.
You ain't gonna get to BET Awards in 6 months time. This shit take work.
Right.
I go through my trials and tribulations with life within itself. So coming from where I come from, you just got to push a little harder and be working harder than the next person to get where you're trying to get.
Right. Well, you know, we're bosses because we understand that it takes money. So we went out and created our own black-owned businesses as far as independently.
Right.
I write from my feelings. Now, when I blow up industry, don't be using that against me, okay? Because y'all know how y'all get.
K100 Radio.
Just being an entertainer, period, is going to be difficult. It don't
Right.
matter if you're being a rapper, or actor, a singer, a model. Being in the entertainment takes tough skin.
Basically, in the song, you saying your baby daddy ain't shit.
My baby daddy ain't shit.
Okay, why he ain't shit, Juicy?
Man.
What'd he do to you?
Let me tell you. Okay, I'm going to tell you
Don't
one instance.
I had to do my music. I had to be at shows, but I had to be at school. I had to be at meetings. I
Right.
had to cook dinner.
Right.
I'm the only one. You know what I'm
man.
saying? I don't have my kids that were 4, 5, and 6. I got them out of court. You know what I'm saying?
That's
I got
big.
to get them out, did what I did, got them out of court. You know what I mean?
Right.
So doing that, you know, I just speak real life.
I've been here for 5 years, man.
I know you hit that struggle point.
It's like an extreme. It's either you're going to do really, really good in Atlanta, or you're going to fall. I mean,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You're going to be.
Sometimes people hate you for the little that you were doing when they don't even realize that you don't even think that you were doing enough.
Right.
K100 Radio.
Making It Magazine, here to let all my independent artists, producers, and DJs know about MakingItMag.com. Not only are we Atlanta's #1 magazine for the urban music industry, but we're a national platform that provides real opportunities, real exposure, and real industry connection. Just log on to MakingItMag.com. Sign up for your membership and start submitting music to get booked on major shows, magazine features, radio interviews, sponsorships, and more great opportunities. That's MakingItMag.com. Doing dope stuff for dope artists. 10 years strong. MidwestMixtapes.com, the #1 website for Midwest rap. MidwestMixtapes.com. They promote and market albums, mixtapes, singles, and videos. MidwestMixtapes.com. They can get you on DJ conference calls, blogs, and email blasts. MidwestMixtapes.com. They work with several magazines, college radio campaigns, and street teams in multiple cities. It's going down.
Here's another exclusive interview on K100 Radio. You are tuned to K100 Radio, hip hop and R&B.
K100, you bastards.
What up, K100 Radio? What's good, everybody? Check it out. We are rocking with my guy right here, man. We are rocking with John Flautist. Man, listen, it's going to be a dope show. All right, I'm going to tell you guys right now. Welcome, everybody, to the show. All right. hit us up. We're live on YouTube right now. All right, make sure you rock with us. If you're over there on the YouTube channel, make sure that you subscribe. Hit subscribe on the subscribe screen, please, if you can. Make sure you do that for us. Also, if you're rocking with us over there on Instagram, welcome to the show again. We're trying to include all the social media platforms when we do the show. All right, so that's what we want to do. And we want to welcome our guests. We're not going to take up too much of your time today because, we got a really dope and really just unique guest. Like, we talked to a lot of people on the broadcast over here on K100 Radio, but this is the first. I've interviewed porn stars, politicians, guys from prison. There's a lot of different things I've done over here at K100 Radio, but I've never interviewed a flautist, and I want to make sure I'm saying a flautist. And this is the first time out of 10 years doing, K100 Radio, we've had a flautist on the show. I want to welcome my guy, John William Flautist, to the show, man. Welcome to the show, brother.
Hey, appreciate it, man. Thank you, man. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, man. So, listen, I got it. Like I told you before I brought you on, I'm like, I've interviewed all kind of people. You know what I'm saying? But this is the first time I've ever interviewed a flautist. And just so we're clear, a flautist is the person that plays the flute, which I thought, before I met you, a person that plays the flute is a flutist or a fluter. I don't know what the hell I thought it was called. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But I didn't know the word.
No, you were both right. They're both right.
Right. Okay. All right. I just want to make sure I wasn't tripping because I'm like, is that? Am I? I don't know. But anyway, welcome to the show, brother. I'm glad to have you on, bro.
Appreciate it. Thank you, man. I appreciate being on. I appreciate you having me, taking your time out to allow me to speak my piece and speak my truth and my artistry, to the world and to all the listeners, fans, and supporters, man. Thank you very much. And you're absolutely right. Both flutist and flautist is correct.
All right.
They're both right.
Okay, so I wasn't tripping. Because I thought like, dang, all these years I've been saying it wrong. But you can say that. You can use the other pronunciation, right?
Right.
Oh, okay.
Flautist is more so terminology that's indicative to the European, European enunciation of a flute player. In Italy, Germany, pretty much in Europe, because it came from Europe. Americanized, the word flutist is more so recognized, but they're both right. Like, one isn't wrong. They're both. You can both use either one. It's okay.
Got it. Okay. All right. Okay. I got it. A little lesson before we even start this interview, man. So listen, welcome everybody to K100 Radio, man. I got John William Flautist. Oh, one other question I do got about the name though. Like, so do you say your name like all three? Is it like John William, Flautist, like author John William author, or is it like your artist name is John William Flautist? Flautist. Like, which one is it?
Yeah, my name, a lot of times I say all three. My name is derived from both of my grandfathers. My grandfather on my mom's name is named John, and on my dad's side is my grandfather's name William. And the reason that I use flautist is because it's different. Like, that's the whole, like, my whole identity as a flute player, as a black man in Atlanta that was raised in the Atlanta public school system, is that I'm different. So that's why I utilize the word flautist in my name, because I like to stand apart from anybody else that may play the flute, who may call themselves a flutist. Right. You don't hear flautist every day in their name, so that's why I incorporated it.
All right, got it. I got it all now. I got it together, ladies and gentlemen. I just had to, you know what I'm saying? I was like, I got to ask him this off top because I was pronouncing it wrong. I ain't going to lie, I cheated before I even came on the air, asked him how to say it. You know what I'm saying? Just to make sure I didn't sound like a complete jackass. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I knew what I was talking about. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I got it now. All right, man. So listen, matter of fact, you brought up an interesting place where I want to start the conversation and start the interview at. You said you grew up in Atlanta, raised in Atlanta, at public school. But I mean, I went to public school. I'm pretty sure most people that's watching this probably went to public school too. I don't know how many, you know what I'm saying, private school kids check out the show or the interview. But how do you get into the flute? Like, even in the, I was in band. I played band for a little bit, even though I didn't stick with it. I ended up playing the drums and learned how to play the drums later in life. That was my first introduction to music. But it was just a lot of people just couldn't get it with the flute. Like, how did you get into the flute and really just get so good to where we're going to get into some of this music and we're going to get into some of your accomplishments? You're like, really renowned. Like, how do you perfect that instrument?
It takes, perfecting the instrument, like most things, man, it just takes time. Like, It takes time and practice. Simple as that. They say if you do something, enough times, it becomes a habit, or you can master it or whatever. I forgot the saying at the moment, but it's time and practice and dedication. There's no way around it. There's no cookie cutter kind of way. There are prodigies, prodigies out there that they can learn it just like that, and they just, you would call them a virtuoso, but that wasn't me. I'm just, again, a regular dude that, I picked up the flute and I stuck with it. And to answer your question, I started playing it because, my mom, I come from a musical family. My mom, she played the French horn. My mom and my dad, they were in the choir in college or whatnot, and they were in the choir in church. They sing. And so, it was almost a non-negotiable that my brother and I, shout out to my brother Leroy E. Leroy E. Comedy was our homie. But it was almost a non-negotiable that we play instruments in the house. And so, when she took us to the instrument shop, I wanted to play trumpet at first, but my brother played trumpet. So, you always got that big brother, little brother rivalry, so I didn't want to be like him. And so I picked the flute because, my mentor, the guy who taught me how to play the flute, that we attended the same church, Reverend Arthur McClinton, he played it. He was able to give me direct instruction. And at the time of selecting my instrument, it looked easy. I wasn't, at the time I was in like third grade, so I wasn't really aware of any kind of, I guess what you would call, I wasn't aware of any stereotypes that went with different instruments.
Right.
So a lot of times you may hear people say, "Oh, the flute is a girl's instrument," and you're too big to play a flute. You boys can't hear all that BS.
I can't even lie to you, bro. Like I ain't gonna, that's what I was trying to in my brain think, and then I looked at the videos. I'm like even if you tell me with my eyes closed, okay, we've got a guy and he plays the flute. I'm not thinking. You don't even fit the idea of what I would think a flute player would be, because again, only the girls were the only ones that wanted to play the flute when I was back where I'm from in band. So you're a bigger dude, and it's like you're a black man first and foremost. You're a bigger dude. It's like, bro, you just don't even fit the mold at all. So it's like, how does that? I know you get that a lot. Does that affect how people take you? I mean, of course, once you start playing, it's over. It's over once you start playing, because I've heard you play, and we get ready to get to this music. It's over once you start playing. They already done talking. But before that, people be like, "Are you joking? Are you kidding?" You know what I'm saying?
Well, basically, you kind of answered the question. Growing up, I definitely endured bullying. So I endured ridicule. People talking, slick about how I play, like, "Oh, you're a boy," and all that good stuff. But honestly, I had that support system from my family, and that's the thing. I got good, and that's the important thing, because when you're good at something, people can only say so much. I still got ridiculed. I get ridiculed to this day, because if you look at me face to face, I look like I'm a third string linebacker. I look like I'm straight off the practice squad from the Falcons.
Right.
But like you said, once I start playing, all of that goes away, and it's like, oh, okay, cool. And even as a music teacher, even as a band director, I feel pride and I feel good that I'm able to influence other young boys or young men who feel as if, I like the flute. I can play the flute too. I don't have to be ostracized because I'm a guy and I play the flute, because my band director does the same thing every single day. And nobody's going to say anything to him because of the amount of talent that he's achieved over the years. So that's basically how it is. When you get good enough at it, what are you going to say? Yeah, I'm a guy. Tell me something I don't know. Yes, I'm big. I look like, I'm a weightlifter. Tell me something I don't know. Okay, now that you said all this, come get these music notes. Let's get this music. And I play, and then everything's all good. So, yeah. That's how that works out.
I mean, it's bro. I mean, that's I ain't gonna lie, dog. Okay. There's I can really do I wish I had a whole hour to do an interview with you, because I could just go on that's a flex. I don't know if you're married, if you're single or whatever, but if even with probably with women, you know what I'm saying? If you're talking about wowing a woman, you're talking about blowing a chick's mind on a date, or you know what I'm saying, on their birthday, or doing something special. Nigga can come out, you can give them flowers, but you can even serenade them with a song if you can sing. But nigga, you pull up and you break out a solo with a flute. How can I compete with that, bro?
Believe you me, man. The places I've gone, there ain't nobody studying no flute players, man. Everybody always looking at the saxophone player, the bass, the drummers, the guitar. The bass guitar player, the piano player. I very, very, very seldom, little to none, that I guess wooed somebody, by playing the flute, even as well as I play, So it's always the saxophone players, man. Shout out to the saxophone players, all y'all out there.
So the
But yeah,
saxophone
man,
guys are the ones. And you got, like, it's dope because even when we're talking about, like, you know what I'm saying, your music and the stuff that we're getting ready to play, because you're, okay, so let's kind of talk music a little bit. So I don't know how difficult it is when you play instruments. Like, mostly you guys are booked to, like, go on tour, or you guys are playing studio sessions or whatever. You don't see too many guys who just do only an instrument and don't really sing, rap, whatever, who put out albums and put out songs up under their name. They're normally a feature, or they're normally just getting the credits and the writers or the gig money or the tour money. Like, but you've got songs that you're putting out, that you're putting together, that they're your songs featuring some pretty dope artists. Some of them actually interviewed on K100 Radio before, right? Big name artists, people that have sold, millions of records, and other people that are really deep in the game. Like what made you want to actually put out music yourself as a flautist instead of just, like, doing the status quo and showing up and playing your part and getting your money and rolling out?
Well, honestly, I got to thank my brother, Leroy Aaron Comedy. I got to thank him for that, because he's the one growing up that always held me accountable regarding recording. Like, for one Christmas, I think when I was in middle school, my mama got me a keyboard, and he used to always ask, "Have you learned how to record? You learn how to record? You learn how to record?" And so, most musicians, they always have something within them. They got a melody in their head or a rhythm in their heart, and whatever it is, it just stays with them. But with me, I don't want to take anything to the grave. I want to get everything out for as long as I can, And so, that mindset, in conjunction with, my brother holding me accountable to finally record and get something out, I basically linked up. I'm pretty sure we're gonna talk about DJ Burn one, but that I linked up with my bro, my partner, my homie, one of my producers, man, my friend, a brother of mine, DJ Burn one, and he's the one that we got together. And the music, those melodies that I've had in my head, I was able to translate those from my head to my flute to my phone to his studio to actual music.
Right.
And so, that's how it all conceptualized, and that's how it all pretty much formulated. And from that point on, I mean, that's what I do. And I do play other instruments as well. I play saxophone, and I do play clarinet, pretty much all of the concert band instruments, because I am a band director. So a lot of those instruments I use in my own music, And so,
right.
It just, I mean, also, like you said, I would go and gig, and I would go and play. I'm always playing somewhere. I'm doing a wedding. I played at numerous restaurants around Atlanta, Copeland's of Atlanta, Copeland's of New Orleans, Fumi Hibachi, Papados, Brooklyn T-Shirt. I played at a lot of these places, and people will always ask me, "Hey, do you have a CD? Do you have music?"
Right.
And I would never have anything of my own. Even when I would play, I would always play covers.
Right.
I will always do covers. And in doing those covers, that's fine. But at the end of the day, that's somebody else's music. That's somebody else's song. And I really wanted something to call my own that I could leave on this planet for when I go on to glory. So I can always be here.
I got it.
One way or another. So that's how I got into it. Wanting to do gigs and have music to give, to sell to people that I can call my own.
And when you stop and think about it, this is K100 Radio.
You are tuned to K100 Radio, hip hop and R&B.
Thank you guys for rocking with us, man. We rocking out, man. This is a direct line interview. We rocking with John William, all right, flautist. All right,
yes sir,
flautist.
yes sir.
And it's just an interesting conversation, man. I don't get a chance, like I said, out of all the people that we interview and the people that we talk to on this platform, which is a lot of artists and stuff. At the end of the day, we just don't have a lot of flautists coming through. And so this is a pretty interesting conversation. But I think ultimately at the end of the day, to take off of what you just said at the very end of your statement when I asked you about, why are you creating music? You're an artist. Like, at the end of the day, and sometimes we forget about that with musicians, I feel like sometimes we just forget that if they're not front and center, if they're not the singer or the rapper or whatever, especially with us, we just forget about the fact that people who play instruments, musicians, are also artists themselves. That's art. That's actually art, more art and more artistic in a lot of ways, most ways, than people who just are the performer of, vocally. You feel what I'm saying? So I think a lot of times we just forget.
Right.
And I think they forget. But like you said, I'm an artist. I want my own shit. I want to be able to leave a legacy. When people ask me, hey, can I take this with me? You want to hand them something tangible. That's yours. And so it makes perfect sense, but you just don't see it that often. You feel what I'm saying?
Exactly. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. You right.
Yeah. So I want to talk about how did you connect with DJ Burn One. Shout out to him. How did y'all connect, man? Because he's pretty dope. He's a pretty well-known producer, man. Is it him that you and him cooking up the tracks together, like you doing your instrument part, and he's dropping drums or whatever behind it?
Man, Burn One, you got a Justin Timberlake and Timberland. You got Jay-Z and Swiss, or Jay-Z and Guru, Young Guru.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got I don't know. I mean, you have people who lock on and really understand certain producers and vice versa, to where they can just create magic. You know what I'm saying? Gucci and Zaytoven. Mm-hmm. T.I. and DJ 2. And so, like, Burn One, like that Burn One is that's, and I produce with other people, but Burn One is the one that really put me in position to get my recording career off the ground. We both linked up a while back. I was playing, he reached out to me and we did a studio session a while, we did a studio session. And that's when I was real new into recording. I really didn't know nothing. And then he reached back out to me later and he wanted me to play on a song that he was creating for the Superfly soundtrack.
Right.
And the song is entitled If You Want It, featuring Sleepy Brown and Scar. And he had this plethora of musicians, and he reached out to me, and and to make a real long story short, I reached back, and that was the first song I've ever played on in which I go to the movie and I see my name in the credits. I'm like, wow, yo, woo, goodness gracious.
That's a great feeling.
And so, shout out to Burn for that, because not only was that a dope opportunity, but he connected me with other musicians that I've called upon and reached out to help me with my artistry along the way.
Right.
And from that point on, that was the guy that I linked up with to help put my albums together. My first album, Melodic Ascension, which was released 3 years ago, this past May 8th. So I just had a 3-year anniversary of my debut album, Melodic Ascension. If you all don't know, it's on all platforms. Go ahead and stream that. Right. Produced by DJ Burn One. And from there, it's just magic. Like when we lock in the studio together, and when we don't have any kind of deadline, and we're just able to create, and it's organic. Oh man, we make, bro, it's insane. The thing, and we created so much stuff that hasn't even been released yet. But I like Burn One because he's a student of music,
right?
And he's always learning. He learns from everybody around him. He soaks it in like a sponge, and he utilizes that in his own craft. So from there, we did more. After Melodic Ascension. And shout out to those who worked on that, DJ Burn One and the 5 Points Bakery. So I got to give Ricky Go, shout out. HD Walter Williams, shout out. Anna Valina, shout out. Thank you, Anna. We got a song on there called Girls Instrument, man. She blazed it. Siraj Rick, shout out. Thank you, Siraj. I met Siraj when we did the If You Want It track. Trumpet player extraordinaire. Not only trumpet, but hornsman. Brassman, I mean, just extraordinary. He's done work with all kinds of people in the game. And also, huge shout out to Big Rube of the Dungeon Family, because Big Rube, he was on in my initial project, right, on a song entitled Solar Moon. And, with Rube, with his intellect, with his insight, and the rasping of his voice, he pretty much set the whole track on fire, man. I mean, because, he does spoken word and he raps. Right. Dungeon Family, first generation, Atlanta legend, Big Rube. So, all of those individuals helped me on my, help bring my debut album to light. So thank you guys for that. And just to keep it going, when it was time for me to do my second album, my most recent album, Tomorrow's Yesterday, again, produced by Burn One, co-produced by myself, because I produced a couple of tracks on it as well. He was there. Gave me the flavor, gave me what I need, gave me the guidance. He does mixing, engineering, mastering. He pretty much photography, videography. He's like definitely a Renaissance man, right? He damn near does it all, So he helped me out with that, man. I'm just yes, sir.
We only got a couple of minutes left because these minutes go by so quick. So I got to get to this music. You feel what I'm saying? Because we got to let the people hear. Yes, what's really the product and what's the outcome of all this collaboration and all this great dope stuff that you've been able to do, all these great dope people that you've worked with. So I'm going to start out, and everybody that's watching over on the YouTube channel, or maybe everybody that's watching on Facebook or over on Instagram, we got the video going to pull up for you. So you got a song, right? And you already told me that you work with legendary people like, Organized Noise, you feel what I'm saying? It sounds like Sleepy Brown, talking about Dungeon Family, we talking about, you know what I'm saying, Big Rube and all that. And, and I know being from Atlanta, that had to feel really great because those guys are, legends and from the city. But we've got another Dungeon Family legend on one of the tracks that we're getting ready to play a video. We've got a song called Night Drive, all right? And it's got Big Gip on it. You feel what I'm saying? James Worthy, my other guy. I've had Big Gip on this show years ago. He was on one of our industry shows that we had. And then we had a direct line interview just like we're doing right now with James Worthy. So I'm familiar with both of these guys. You know what I'm saying? I don't know Big Gip as much as I, kind of know James Worthy because I see him out and about all the time. But it's dope that I know two people I've already interviewed and they've already been on this platform. And now you come with a record featuring Big Gip and James Worthy. Talk really quickly about Night Drive so I can run this video and this song for these people.
All right, so real quick, when Barnway and I was doing Melodic Ascension, we made the beat to Night Drive. He made it, and I contributed and whatnot. He allowed me to use the beat, for my following album, Tomorrow's Yesterday. I play in Atlanta Airport, and I was playing the song. It went viral. Big Gip reposted it, and I reached out to Gip. That's all it was. I reached out to him. I said, bro, hey, thank you for reposting my, sending the video of me playing. I have a song, produced by DJ Berwin that I love for you to hop on, if you're able to. That's all I did. I just shot my shot, and thankfully he answered. Because he didn't have to do that.
Right.
And he brought along, I didn't know James Worthy at the time, but Gip like, yo, I got this kid that's up next, man. I got this kid that's doing it right now. We definitely need to put him on. And you think I'm going to tell Gip no? You know what I'm saying? So
right.
I was like, all right, cool. James Worthy came in, sang, killed it, brought melody and life to it. That's how it came to be.
Why? And that's crazy. That is dope because, when you're going viral and all, sometimes, even without a celebrity of Gip stature, reposting whatever, just regular people reposting stuff. But when somebody like that reposted and he actually answered, that says a lot about him. That he actually answered you, responded back, was like, yeah, I'm down. And then hooked you up with another artist to help. I was like, the one time that I did interview him on the show, he kept it so real. That was one of our highest rated shows because the shit he was saying about the industry was just so trill. He's just that kind of guy. So I just got to salute to the homie. You know what I'm saying? Another Atlanta legend, a member of the Goody Mob. And it's really dope.
And I gotta say one thing real quick. And even James Worthy, he just dropped the track called "See It My Way," and he asked me to play on it. I was glad to do it. So it's just the synergy of how the universe works with one another.
Right.
It's remarkable, man.
Exactly. So here it is, man. We're gonna go ahead and run this song. And again, if you're watching on the visual mediums right now, live while we're on K100 Radio, you'll be able to see the video. But this is John William Flautist, all right, featuring Big Gip, all right, featuring the homie James Worthy. All right, man, the name of the song is called Night Drive. You guys let me know what you think. This is K100 Radio. You guys check it out. Let me know what you think, all right?
You are tuned to K100 Radio, hip hop and R&B.
Yeah. Burn one. Killing season. Mud on my hands. Bullets and batters. I got blood on the flag. Soccer moms. Picket lines in these wicked times. Big corns, blue stripes, that's a short change. Want the whole block, whole city, whole state. The rats can't eat cause there's no way. Cash watch the bundles on the corner. Put them in stores and put barcodes on them. Paint job tie-dye. 434 lines. 285, we on this night slide. We on a night drive. The paint job tie-dye, big tuna in the point. Eddie put the rubies off in my first goal. Drive till the sun gone, the moon came back. Blow snowballs, cruising on 90. Wear my shades at night, the chrome so shiny.
See me, even in the shadow of death. I gotta win, cause I hear my heart beat in my chest. Take a drive through the city just to clear your head. Remember who you start with, not be in the end. Sometimes you need a night drive, ooh, yeah. Sometimes you need a night drive, yeah.
Yeah. Slick hips since the girls had the big hips. Slick hips since the players called they bow whips. Slick gift had the drop tops, moon roof. Blowing moon rocks, riding down P Street. Decatur still greater, still getting at the paper. Spaghetti Junction got the whole city jumping. Live like Six Flags on the south side. Slide with the Braves when we on the north side. Stone Mountain, the Altoona, the fishing good. Buckhead all the way to the backwoods, money sweet. Riding through the Georgia streets, looking at my Georgia peach. It's just a nice slide night ride. Welcome to Candyland, home of candy paint, land of the moonshine. Clocks with no time, 285.
See me, even in the shadow of death. I gotta win, cause I hear my heart beat in my chest. Take a drive through the city just to clear your head. Remember who you start with, not be in the end. Sometimes you need a night drive, ooh, yeah. Sometimes you need a night drive, ooh, yeah.
Crawling out the gutter, oozing through the sewage. We flying down Capitan, the flutist and the mutant. Got the torch tucked low, liquid loud on chill. Bringing tears down your face like when Lou left wheel. Even still, grinning ear to ear, steady laughing. Shooters in the wing, neither one named me Gavin. Cold to the soul, rotten to the core. They line them up and drop them and call it Connect 4. Now we rhyme through the west side, block still hot. But I'm clutching 2 nines like I'm hugging JJY. Got Berwin on the beat, so you know it ain't no stopping me. They bowing to me like Martin did the Hashitashi. Goons still creeping, no, they love to lurk. But they'll catch me when Black Tony report to work. So we finish up the night drive, still bumping sky high. Gotta rip the west side, 225 certified.
You are tuned to K100 Radio, Hip Hop and R&B.
You know the drill.
K100, you bastard.
K100 Radio, man. John William Flautist. Riding out, and I ain't even. And then you had to go ahead and you couldn't resist yourself. You already over playing the flute, you killing the flute, but you just had to get on the mic, didn't you? You couldn't take it, could you, John? You had to give him some bars, didn't you?
I had to.
Right?
I had to, man.
This is K100 Radio. I'm doing this.
With Big Gift?
I mean, I definitely would have had to spit my 16. Period. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, when I'm gonna get a chance to do that again.
Sir.
When I'm gonna get a chance to be on the track with Gip again. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't even mad at you. I had to spit that, right? Man, time flies, man. This 30 minutes goes so quick. So that was John William Flautist. Again, if you're just not jumping on and you don't know who this artist is, he's a flautist. He's a flute player. So that was him playing the flute in the whole song. Like he's an instrumentalist. But on that song, he jumped on and gave us a little bit of them bars too. You feel what I'm saying? So, like I said, this is the first time we had a chance to chop it up with a guy who's a flautist, and it's been really fun and really dope. And I really like that record with him and Big Gip and James Worthy. Dope record. It's called Night Drive. Go check it out. All right, so listen. I know we got like 2 more records, but I only got time for like 1 more record. So I got the Cascade Cruising joint, but I also got the Running Red Lights joint. But I can only do one of them.
Oh, we gotta run the red lights, man. We got to run the red lights with Fabo, baby.
Okay, I wanted to make sure. I don't have a video for that one, but I got the file right here. You feel what I'm saying? The one with Fabo. Another part of the legendary Atlanta group D4L. R.I.P. to Shawty Low. You feel what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to Moon B and everybody.
Long live Low.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody that was a part of that
movement. Long live Low. West Side Doug High.
Yeah, and Fabo. So we've got that record, and I got it loaded up, man. You know, I got to say one thing, though. Shout out to Miss Jackson watching over there on Instagram. She says that track is fire. Shout out to my people watching over there on YouTube and Facebook. I see JC Rocker checking in over there on the YouTube channel. All right. Tasha Black checking in. What's up, Tasha? She's checking in. She's over there. Both of them giving that song some flame emojis. Everybody giving that song flame emojis that's watching live on our social media streams. Thank you, guys. All right.
Thank you.
Good stuff. We're gonna make sure we give them a chance to give out his social media so you guys can find exactly where it's at, even though it's not hard. I literally got his name on the screen, so if you're on YouTube, just go and find him real quick, John William Flautist. I actually have, the only people who can't see your name right now are the people listening on our website or our app. All the other mediums, I got your name literally on the screen. So it shouldn't be hard for them to find you.
Thank you.
All right, yeah. So listen, this next record, Running Red Lights, featuring Fabo. Tell me about that, and we're going to drop this one before we roll.
And I'll talk real quick because I know we bound for time. One song I always play when I do gigs is Scotty, that geek, and Fabo was the first person ever to even comment and repost me doing a cover of his song. I've seen him around town. I was able to get into a studio session with him when he was with KLC, the drum major, Beats by the Pound. And basically, like I did with Big Gift, I reached out to him like, Fabo, what up, big bro? And by this time, he's aware of me, because he's reposting my stuff, and there ain't too many dudes in Atlanta playing the flute. And I asked him, like, yo, I got the song. You want to hop on it? He said, yes. I said, bet. We got to a studio at Stankonia. We made it happen. Also, shout out to David Banner, who allowed us to use his studio to record Night Drive. Had to throw that in there. And so Fabo did his thing, man, brought it to life, and here we are.
I mean, come on, man. I'm just saying. You can't tell me, like I said earlier, being a flautist and being able to be that dope on an instrument and being a black man, you know what I'm saying, in Atlanta, just has been able to just open those doors. And it's just like, it's not a lot of you guys walking around. So you got Fabo, you want to do a song? Yeah. Big Gipp? Yeah. David Banner, can I use your studio? Why not? Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, can we record at Stankonia, the most legendary studio in the city? Can we record there too? Why not? It's a lot.
And again, the thing is, I'm an anomaly, man. I bask in my difference. I dwell in the fact that I'm not like anybody else. That's what I love about playing the flute, and that's why I continue to do it. Because when I go to an open mic or go to do anything, people don't expect it, and so I take advantage of the unexpected. That is me, man, and I love it.
Good stuff, man, and I would too. I don't blame you. That's what's gonna make you stand out, and that's why you're winning right now. So before we get ready to roll out, I'm gonna run this record. This is called Running Red Lights. It's featuring Fabo. All right, this is John William Flautist, aka that means flute player, in case you didn't know. All right, K100 Radio. Stick around before we sign out, so I can make sure y'all get all the social media information so you can find all these dope records. Let's check this one out.
You are tuned to K100 Radio, hip hop and R&B.
Jump out the floor. Wipe the hate off, big step for sure. And you gotta slide like you ready to go. I'm buckling my belt, baby, you can take the wheel. Watch the first step, or show me all your skills. I want it dope when we Netflix and chill. You might see it go if the poker said real. It might break your neck, it might break your back. It's that heart attack, it's that grace and help. You gon' need feet to say, I'm running red lights, running stop signs with no headlights. I'm running red lights, running stop signs with no headlights. Yeah, I've been up and down all night.
It's going down. Here's another exclusive interview on K100 Radio. You are tuned to K100 Radio, Hip Hop and R&B.
I'm your host, Blizzum. You know the drill.
K100, you bastards.
We rocking out with the homie John William Flautist. All right, hold on. I didn't mean to put that crumbling herb on. Hey, Matt, speaking of flutes. Oh man, the flute in this record is crazy right here. Hold on. All right, let me stop it. All right, my bad. I didn't mean for that to start. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna tell you that song right there, and then I tell you my John William. I think the best flute playing I've ever heard on a hip hop record, and I don't know if it was a sample, I don't even know if it was live or how they did it, but Lil Ghetto Boy by Dr. Dre the Chronic. That flute.
Oh yeah.
That flute. That's something like, bro. I used to zone out. Like it was just awesome. I don't know if that's the original version that Dre sampled of, that was in studio or what. But you know what song I'm talking about? Lil Ghetto Boy by Dre.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I mean, I don't know, man. That to me, that was just always like, bro, I wish I could do that. You know what I'm saying? Like for real. That was always dope as shit to me. All right, man. We got to get ready to roll up out of here, man. But before we go, we got to make sure you give out all your contact information and where people can find all your music, brother. Go ahead.
Well, look, man, I appreciate everybody rocking with us this afternoon, this evening, or wherever you are in the world. You can find me on all platforms, all social media platforms under John William Flautist. Again, that's John William Flautist. JOHNWILLIAM FLAUTIST. All right, so all that one word, John William Flautist. All downloading and streaming platforms, music platforms, I'm there. Again, my debut project, Melodic Ascension, is out. Please go get it. My sophomore album, Tomorrow is Yesterday, featuring the hit single Night Drive. Please go get it. And also have 2 more singles out that came out after that. GBMB featuring Pastor Troy, which means Georgia Born and Bred. That's out right now. Definitely get that. And Running Red Lights featuring Fable. Go and get that. Look, I'm doing something different. Y'all better catch up and get on now before it's too late. All right? Obviously, flutes are taking over hip-hop, so you better get on while you can. You know what I mean?
Right,
Let's
man.
go.
John William Flautist, man. Shout out to you, brother. Glad to have you on the show. If you missed any parts of this interview, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. It'll be posted over there. Follow us on Facebook. You can find it over there. But also, make sure you rock with us over on Spotify. This will be on our Spotify podcast series. So if you're rocking out to Spotify, and please subscribe to the K100 Radio podcast so you can check up on all of these dope interviews that we do with some of these artists that come through and show us love. And it don't be just artists, it be a lot of people. But most of the time, we rocking out with some really dope artists. And like I said, this is our first flautist that we've ever had on the show, and this was dope, man. So, hey, John William, John William Flautist, I appreciate your time, brother.
Yes,
all right?
sir.
I see you out there on the grind. You did?
Thank you for having me, man.
Absolutely, brother.
Yes, sir. Be safe, man. Be easy.
For sure. All right, K100 Radio.
You are tuned to K100 Radio, Hip Hop and R&B.
Before I roll out, we just gonna roll out to some smooth music by John William Flautist that we didn't get a chance to play on the show. So if you listen to the broadcast, I'm gonna put you in for a treat. This is Cascade Cruising by the homie too. Also, check this joint out, and we out. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Follow that podcast on Spotify. Like our page on Facebook. Everything, man. Make sure you keep up with the grind, man, so you can check out some of these interviews in our show. We'll be back Wednesday for Ill or Kill. We out.
You are tuned to K100 Radio, Hip Hop and R&B. K100 Radio, giving you the best hip hop and R&B mixes.
Let's go!